Hello, I'm Claudia K and welcome back to my channel. So I am going to take you guys along with me while I sort my Christmas totes. So little backstory, we moved last year and as some of you may know, we lived in a farmhouse style house. So, basement, first floor, second floor, and it didn't have a ton of storage, but it was a whole house. Basement was full, had lots of stuff down there, and we lived there 5 years, and I decorated every room every Christmas. And I think at one point we had either 16 or 18 trees, from little 1-foot trees all the way up to 6-foot tree. I think I had 3 6-foot trees. A lot of years we got a real tree, and so you can imagine I collected a ton of Christmas while we lived in that house. And that was the style of house that we lived in quite often. And then my oldest son had already moved out on his own. And so it was just my youngest who was finishing up his senior year. My daughter was away at college. And then things happened. And I was forced to close my business for a while, and then when I reopened, I had to put a ton of money in to follow all of the protocols that we were supposed to be following, and I built my business on a lot of people that wouldn't come back out because of what was going on last year and still going on. So anyway, we downsized to save money, and my daughter, then college closed and she was sent home, and so then there were 3 of us living in a 2-bedroom apartment, and I had sectioned off a third of the living room and set my daughter up a room because I thought she'd be going back to college. That didn't happen because nothing last year went the way it was supposed to go. And my youngest ended up moving out, and then my daughter ended up moving out by the end of the year. So by Christmas last year, I was an empty nester all of a sudden. So I hadn't really planned for that. I expected my kids to go to college and then come home to their rooms, and I had not expected to downsize that quickly. And so last year, I did put out a few Christmas decorations, a few, not a lot. And my kids each took all of theirs because I bought them each an ornament for every year since they were born. And I always try to buy an ornament that went along with what they were into that year. So the year that Meg tried playing violin, I bought a violin. Well, I think I found a violin ornament that year. One of the boys had a Spider-Man ornament. Just Spider-Man figure that hung off of the tree because they were really into Spider-Man that year. And both of the boys had, I think, a Twister ornament with an elf on it. So every year it was something. So the main tree would always have all of the kids' decorations on it. So it was the story of our lives. It was not cohesive, but it was fun. And I have all of mine. Well, I don't have all of mine because raccoons got into our attic at one point of my childhood and ate a bunch of us kids' ornaments. But my mom had done the same thing for us. She bought us an ornament each year, a new ornament for Christmas. And, in the hopes that one day when you moved out, you'd have at least 18 ornaments to start your own tree. Anyway, so when each of the kids moved out, they took their ornaments with them. But I didn't really do a deep sort on all of the Christmas decorations because I wanted to live in this space it's an apartment, it's a small apartment, and I wanted to live in this space for this past year that I have now, just to see where everything might fit. And so I'm gonna take you guys along on a journey as I go through, I think it's 9 totes of Christmas stuff. Medium totes, not the little tote, medium totes. So I'm gonna go through this. I'm not going to put, this apartment's too small to put out the majority of this stuff. And I have vintage Christmas from my mom's mom, my grandma who's been gone more than 20 years now. And then I have vintage Christmas that I got in the last couple of years because my grandmother decided to go into a senior living apartment and move out of her condo And so I got a bunch of that stuff too. And I think Meg may have taken some of that with her when she moved out last year, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not even sure. Last year was so chaotic. It's been a year since I've gone through these totes. So I think there's quite a bit here, and I don't know and I don't think I'm even going to do a tree this year because I'm going to go spend Christmas with Meg and her boyfriend in their new house. So I'm not even going to be here for Christmas. And which is unusual for me because I am the one that always threw the party. I threw parties for friends. I threw parties for family. We'd have, an open house where I just have food in crock pots and people could pop in and just hang out for a bit, play a game if they wanted. So I'm an introvert like 11 months out of the 12. And then at Christmas time, I'm like, let's see all the people. And then I hibernate right after that. So I'm going to go through this box with you. I'm going to show you guys what I've got. And I picked the kitchen box because I'm looking for my Christmas mugs. I want to drink my coffee, my morning coffee out of my Christmas box. So I have 2 totes that are marked kitchen, but I'm not sure which one has glasses and which one has mugs. So we're going to go through this. On top are dish towels. I've got a drawing pad here. Not vintage, obviously. Lots of different dish towels, hot pads, the towels that hang on your refrigerator. I liked this one because it looked vintagey. My mom made this a couple years ago, so it loops over your stove handle and then you can hang a regular dish towel on it. So you don't have to have these that were done like that. And having 3 kids in the house, 2 of them being teenage boys, you had to switch these out fairly often because they would wipe their hands that weren't particularly clean on them. Oh, I see a Christmas mug. This one my sister had made for me. I love this. So this one's just a couple years old, maybe even last year, but I'm thinking 2 years. It says Christmas is coming. Look at the vintageness. Ah, I love it. This is one of my favorites. And my sister had that made for me. And then some of these are Dollar Tree mugs, but the last couple of years I really did a lot of red and white. And so the Dollar Tree mugs was easy to pick up red and white. So I heart Santa. And I'm sorry for the crinkling. I know some people that really bothers. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. These are so fun. And what I do is I pack up all of my regular mugs and right back into the tote that all the Christmas stuff came out of. And I pack up all of my glasses because I have enough Christmas glasses to also fill my cupboard. Although I think some of my Christmas glasses are vintage. I think this was another Dollar Tree one. It's super cute, but it's tiny. So I think I may have just put this in a display last year and not actually drink coffee out of it. But I'm not entirely sure. 2 years ago. And I've cushioned everything with my dish towels. Dish towels are another thing. I just switch out. All of the dish towels that are in the drawer right now come in here to cushion the mugs as I switch them out. Another towel. I try anytime I see pink, because my kitchen is pink, this blue, and then mint green, so it's a little bit lighter than this green. But anytime I find anything Christmas pink, I pick it up. And I don't know that I'll have enough, because you can see from this shelf that I've just thrown a few things onto. I really wanted to go with this mint green and the pink, but I don't think I have enough to decorate the whole house in that. So probably you're going to get a lot of red and white too, because I do collect the vintage Santas. And so I'll end up with that. See, pink in this one. So you've got the pink and the red. Anywhere I can find pink to pull into my Oh, I got this one last year, I think. I think that one was new. Just Believe. Probably will not need this many towels for the stove handle and the refrigerator handle since I'm living by myself now. I switch out my spoon rest. So this is my spoon rest. The rest of the year it is a pink flamingo spoon rest, but at Christmas it is this guy. Snowman. I don't do a lot of snowman, but this one I like the vintage frosty look of it. So that's why I have that one. One of my friends got me this one year. It's like a shot glass size, but Christmas Vacation is my favorite Christmas movie. My very favorite. And because my parents were so conservative and we were raised very strictly, I had not seen that movie until I was like 22. And my roommate, it was her favorite Christmas movie, and she had a badly copied VHS tape of it. And so that was the first time I got to see Christmas Vacation, and it immediately became my favorite movie. And I can probably quote the whole thing from beginning to end, and I watch it every year. My sister got me these just a few years ago. They're hand painted, and I believe there's 4 of them. She thrifted them. They came from one of our favorite thrift stores downtown. It's called What Goes Around, and it supports a local hospice. So everything that they sell has been donated, and then every single person that works there is a volunteer, which is cool. There's a second one of those. I thought I had room on the table to set everything out before I switch all over. And I'm only going to show you what's in here. I'm not going to make you go through the whole process with me of switching everything out. Oh, this was my new favorite mug last year. Just because of the size of it. It's a big one. It says blessed. I don't even remember. I'm thinking TJ Maxx for that one. I don't thrift everything I own. Well, I do thrift a good bit of what I own. Like this Santa Claus t-shirt was probably a Kohl's $3 shirt on clearance after Christmas in the men's department. It's another one of those. Oh, I know there's a set of 4, so I'll find that one eventually. Red and white stripey mug. This might be the 4th one. Oh no, this is the set my mom gave me. And unfortunately, technically, and they're Libby, I think they're now vintage. Because, you know, anything older than 20 years is vintage, technically. So, sadly enough, I think these cups are now vintage. But I love those. And I'm thinking there's only a set of 3 of them now. I don't think there are 4 of those anymore. But they are the exact same size. Oh, these are Libby too. These aren't hand painted. These are Libby. I never even looked. And I don't have a dishwasher. And in my last house, we actually had a dishwasher that I don't like my glasses to bang around together in a dishwasher. So we would use it for things that it wasn't gonna, but I didn't like that. And then I had a lot of vintage glasses or vintage plates that we were using. So none of that ever went into a dishwasher. And then the dishwasher broke and I don't even have one here, so. All right, these came from my grandmother. So they're vintage, but you know, maybe 80s. They don't say Libby or anything. The tree's only on one side, but there are 3 of these. But those were my grandmother's. The one that downsized and moved into this in your apartment. So I hand wash everything. And I think all of the plates that I have now are vintage. There's another one of those. Libby just makes such good glass, you know? If you know, you know. Ooh, I think this is my other very favorite mug. And this was is that Target? Holiday Home. So either Walmart or Target, I don't remember, but look at that. This reminds me of the fireplace in Santa Claus 2 or 3 in Santa Claus's rooms. It's so good. This is my favorite. This is my favorite mug. It's my very favorite. Of course, I love all my mugs. I'm a coffee and a tea drinker, so I will have 14 mugs dirty and not a single plate in the whole house, because I go to my mom's and I eat meals and I don't even eat here. Just drink coffee and tea. It's a C for Claudia. And this is a good one too. This is Holiday Home. So, you know what? I think that's a brand that Kroger, our local supermarket, carries. Because I'm thinking I got that at Kroger. I'd had another one of those C ones that broke. Ooh, this is big. What is this? Oh, this one. Holiday Home again. Yeah, I think that's Kroger. This one is good to drink soup out of. It's a big one. But because it's got such a wide mouth, the coffee gets cold really fast. My mom made me the coffee mug sweaters, which I use. They're fantastic. They're made just like this. She crocheted them. But they have a button that go around your coffee. Super fun. Super fun. Oh, and there's another drying mat. Because I don't use a drying rack, I just use these drying mats. Gives me more counter space when I'm not doing dishes. And then I've got all of my oven mitts. This one isn't really my style, but it's like the thickest out of all of them. And my daughter loved to bake and cook, and she inevitably burned herself, so I kept that one. I wonder if she wants that one. So that one. Milk with cookies is so mainstream. Got wine. This one a client gave me for Christmas. I think it was 2 years ago, and it had sugar cookie mix attached to it. So that one's fun. And then just a plain one. Man, I have enough hot pads. Since my daughter moved out, I haven't hardly been cooking or baking. Or here's the fourth one of those. And here's my stemless wine. Isn't that pretty? And then in this box, I have a whole set of these that my mom gave me probably 20 years ago. And I don't think that they have. Oh, maybe these are Libby too. These are Libby too. So these have been my main Christmas glasses for years and years and years. Used them for everything, from water to milk to eggnog to wine. These are my main glasses, but I have 10 of these. So I have a whole set of these. Wow, I have so many Christmas glasses. So that is the end of the first tote. So I think I'm just going to keep these short little videos to one tote each. I don't think I'm going to do both kitchen totes in this video. So lots of fun stuff. I just love Christmas. I'm excited to get all of these switched out, and at some point I'm going to do, hopefully in January, I'll get to do a kitchen tour and show you guys my regular colors the mint green and the blue and the pink. And because the flamingos that you can see on this wall behind me, this gets switched out with every season. But this over here, like this is just my regular, if you follow that around, that's the kitchen decoration. The dining room goes into the kitchen because I'm in the dining room when I'm filming. So at some point I will do a whole apartment tour because my kitchen has, is it called a soffit? When you've got that wall space that's above a cupboard, when the cupboards don't go all the way up, but there's not the, you know, the wall comes out. So I have depression plates, pink and green, ringing that whole area, and every one of the green is a uranium plate, and every single one of them is a different design. So I absolutely love looking at that part of my kit. It just makes me happy. So at some point I will get around to doing that and showing you guys. Right now everything's total chaos, but at some point I'll get to show you what my kitchen looks. It's little, but it's cute and I really like it. So that is all for this one, and I will probably go ahead and film the next one, so I'll be in the same clothes. So not switching outfits to make you think that I did it on a different day. I'm gonna film them until I get all of the totes gone through. I can't wait to get to the vintage ornaments. That'll be fun. And so be kind. It doesn't cost you anything, and it may mean everything to someone else. And you never know when just a smile or a thank you or you're doing a great job will turn someone's whole day around. So you're doing a great job. Bye, guys.